Let's compare the quality of the cameras on the iPhone 11 and iPhone XR. What's up everyone, it is Andrew here from AppleInsider, and I've got my iPhone XR as well as my iPhone 11. I have taken them outside of the studio for some additional shooting to compare the cameras between these two handsets. Now obviously you can tell the biggest difference right off the bat from the outside, and that is the addition of the wide angle lens on the iPhone 11 compared to the iPhone XR. We'll give you a sample photo of that, but really there's a lot more going on here that we need to check out. Here you can see the wide angle on the left and the ultra wide on the right. It is far more expansive, you get so much more in the shot, everything looks crisp and clear, they look like both solid photos, but you do see so much more in that ultra wide image. It's useful for not only these outside photos, but any tight spaces as well, where you just need to fit more in your shot. Now a byproduct of that wide angle lens is improved portrait mode for the iPhone 11. See, it uses both of those lenses together to create a stereoscopic image, which means it now works on objects as well as pets. Those were big limitations on the iPhone XR. Here are just a few portrait shots that we took with the iPhone 11 on the left and their corresponding shots on the iPhone XR on the right. You can see they look like much better images, and in a few the white balance even seemed a little bit wonky over there on the iPhone XR. Basically you're just seeing a portrait mode shot compared to a non-portrait mode shot. They're better lit and they overall look a whole lot better on the iPhone 11. On the iPhone XR, you're simply going to see no person detected unless you're shooting a picture of an actual person. Let's look at a few more shots comparing the actual photo qualities on standard shots, not using the portrait mode or anything fancy. Here you can see the white balance on the iPhone 11 actually was a little bit off compared to that on the iPhone XR, but the iPhone XR blew out those highlights a little bit on the flowers and they kind of blended all together. It's a little bit cleaner on the iPhone 11, and you can always adjust the white balance after the fact. In this shot, it looks like the iPhone 11 on the left is a little bit more saturated in the background, the yellows are better, but the flowers on the iPhone XR shot are a little bit more saturated. Overall, the iPhone 11 image is a little bit more balanced. Testing out the digital zoom, both 5x on each shot, you can see the iPhone XR on the right is definitely oversaturated this time, and the iPhone 11 on the left is far more true to life. A huge new feature coming to the iPhone 11 and that the XR does not have is night mode. It'll turn on automatically and you can manually set the exposure if you'd like to, but the iPhone will do its best to guess that exposure for you. So night mode will automatically turn on whenever you get into a low light situation. So here are a few test shots I want to walk you through. On the top is the iPhone 11 and the bottom is the iPhone XR. I started off in just standard low light, then twilight with basically just a candle light of light lighting up the subject, and the farthest right is absolutely no light, pretty much a pitch black room. We couldn't even see that scarecrow on the shelf. Night mode is simply incredible. The low light image looks far better on the iPhone 11 than the XR, and the twilight image of just a tiny little bit of light looks better than the low light image on the iPhone XR. That far right image on the top on the iPhone 11 may not be completely usable, it is still very dark, but it is much better than that of the iPhone XR, which just simply gives you a black screen. Lastly, for that rear-facing camera, we have a new feature called Capture Outside the Frame. Now this does need to be enabled by default, it is turned off, so just head to Settings, head to Camera, and turn on Photo Capture Outside the Frame. Basically, it just uses the wider lens of your iPhone XR to capture a second photo when you're using the wide lens. So it captures two photos at the same time, and then it merges them together. Then when you go to edit your photo, you can actually see outside the frame and you're able to correct things like a wonky horizon. So we took a picture of our AirPods here. We're going to go into edit and we need to level out that picture. You know, we were a little crazy going on when we took it, but it'll level out itself, but we're not going to lose any image quality because you can see how it's capturing outside the frame that extra wide photo to merge those together. Now, if you don't use this extra picture, it is automatically deleted after 30 days, so you're not going to kill any extra storage. Turning to the selfie cam, it now works wide angle, so if you turn your phone sideways, it'll automatically zoom out and you can fit all of your friends in your group shot. You can manually do it by tapping those two arrows there at the center, but here are a few examples of the standard wide angle lens, and the ultra wide angle of our selfie camera definitely adds a little bit more to that image. Even better, the quality has been increased, so you're going from 7 to 12 megapixels, so the shots in general are just going to look crisper. and it can now record slofies at 120 frames per second. So that pretty much covers it. Those are the biggest changes. You can clearly see the improvement in quality on the iPhone 11 versus the iPhone XR. Let us know what you think down in the comments and share your best shots on your iPhone 11 with me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU.
Hey everyone, did you guys like that video? Be sure to click on that like button so we can create content that we know that you guys want to see. And follow Apple Insider on all social media channels. If you want the best prices on any Apple gear, check out the Apple Insider price guide that is updated daily. And until next time, we'll see you later.